I'm not even going to do an intro. Paul's struggling to take a case off of a phone, and I'm finding it hilarious.
I am legitimately nervous. I'm going to bend the phone trying to get the case off of this thing. This is criminally bad. The death grip that this thing has on my phone is unbelievable.
We can just, I don't know, record
No, you get
28
like
minutes
one
of-
corner off, barely, and then once you do that, of course, you've stretched it, so now the other side won't come off. This is really, it's irresponsible. I don't understand, like I said to you earlier, Apple doesn't make their normal cases for the iPhone XR. They only make this one really hard plastic, impossible to remove hunk of shit.
I was going to say, I don't think you quite described it that way before we were recording. I think you used some other words.
Well, they have many words. None of them are, God damn it. It's unbelievable how strong the grip is on this thing.
And why do you need to take this thing off?
Because I need to take the SIM out of it, so when I go to Europe, I can use a real phone.
Wow.
Yep.
What's going to be great is when you're trying to take that thing off, what's going to happen is you're going to end up throwing the phone accidentally and breaking it, which wouldn't have happened if it had a case on it.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna have to buy a third-party case. Once I get this thing off, I'm never putting it back on. It's ridiculous.
How you doing, Paul? You doing all right over there?
I'm not having a great day, honestly. It's snowing, which is and kids got another. My daughter's going to be in school till July this year. She's had some days off.
Maybe she could take the case off, put her to work.
There's absolutely no way she could get that off.
At least you could blame someone else for breaking the phone then.
That doesn't help me. It's still my responsibility.
I'm here for bad ideas and harmful intentions.
Seriously, if it was convenient for me to go to an Apple store, I'd give anything to hand this to someone and say, seriously, take it off. Go ahead.
Yeah, they put it. What is that little Apple deconstructor phone thing they have? That robot that they've been like Lisa or whatever it's called. No, Lisa was that Steve Jobs thing.
Yeah, it has a name though. You're right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And so, for everybody looking at my background, you might think that this is the Samsung Galaxy S10, but in fact, it's the Xiaomi whatever. It doesn't matter. They all look the same. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. If I was saying this was the Galaxy S10, everyone would be like, "Yeah, that's great. It's they all look the same."
There is one major difference though between that phone and the Galaxy S10.
What's that?
It only costs $500.
Yeah, not a bad price.
Yeah, even less. I think the base one's like $465 or something.
Yeah, so in a few hours, possibly when you're watching this, the Samsung Unpacked thing is taking place, I think in New York, where it's getting snowed on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And,
I should have went to New York again for another snowstorm. That would have been fun. Jeez.
Maybe they could take the case off your phone. It could have been a win-win.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that thing's going on today, but everything's leaked. If there's anything that hasn't been leaked, we'll make sure to let you know. But it seems like it's all out there. I don't know what else.
I don't think there's a single detail about the phone itself or the phones themselves that we have not heard. I guess we'll see.
The only thing I can hope for is that maybe they realize that Bixby should get Cortana.
No, you're not going to get that.
No,
I mean, one thing I learned, by the way, I learned this around the time of their developer show, which I guess was back in November-ish. The people or person behind Bixby is the people or person behind Siri. And they left Apple because they were so frustrated that they weren't doing anything to improve their assistant. And so they brought this, the stuff they wanted to do to Samsung. And that actually makes it somewhat more interesting to me, right?
Yeah.
Because Siri was an acquisition. This was a small company, obviously, that was working specifically on this kind of technology, voice control, and so forth. We'll see. I mean, I will say this: I just ripped into like Apple's TV and movie service this morning. I think we talked about this yesterday. As dumb as I think Bixby is, it kind of makes more sense for Samsung than does a movie or TV service or original content does to Apple. So at least it's in their wheelhouse or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just another one.
It is, and the last thing we need is more incompatible speakers. Well.
Yeah. There's something else. Something else I was going to tell you. And I just totally whiffed on it.
Something about Samsung, Bixby.
No, No, and
This stupid case that won't get off of my phone.
I will tell you that Apex Legends is still quite fun, and I'm still playing the hell out of it.
Good, good.
I've now won a game with each of the characters, unlocked that achievement. That was a lifelong goal for at least, how long's the game been out? Like 2 weeks? That was a 2 week lifelong goal achieved.
Yep. The Black Ops 4 is being updated this week on PlayStation, so I won't get it until next week. That's not that far away, but a couple of new multiplayer maps, blah, 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 whatever. But the thing I'm actually kind of interested in now is that Blackout mode, which is their version of Battle Royale, has a new map, and it's based on one of my absolute top 10 favorite Call of Duty maps of all time, which was from Black Ops 2. And they call it Ghost Town in the new in Blackout, but I think it was I already forgot the name of it. It doesn't matter what the name was, but it's an excellent map, and that might help me in a way because familiarity with the level would certainly help. I'll look at it.
I know what I was going to tell you. So I don't know if Microsoft announced this feature or if I just ignored it. It's not on this one because this is the modern app. But polls are now included in Skype for the desktop client. But if you are in the store version of Skype, which Microsoft tries to tell us is the premier version of Skype, they don't work. So
no, they don't. You sent me a couple this morning. You tried to, and it was just like a little bit of unselect. It was a little graphic, I guess, that just said something like Skype poll or something. So I clicked on it, right-clicked on it. It doesn't even say this feature is not available in your version of Skype. It just doesn't say it. It doesn't. It's like it's not there.
Yeah. The other fun thing about the Skype polls is that they're kind of broken, as with everything else with Skype, is that so it gives you a couple options, and if you just start spamming them really, really quickly, like moving between them, you can actually vote for all the options.
Ugh, God.
Like, you got to be trying to break it, but So, it's a good analogy for what Skype is. Like on the surface, it looks really good and works, and then once you get down into the nitty-gritty details, things just kind of crumble a little bit.
I don't know what life is like for you, obviously, but I have these self-destructive moments with technology, and Skype is one of them.
Tell us more about the phone case.
Yeah, that would be literally destructive. I would give anything to banish this software from my life forever. I hate it. It is astonishing how often things either don't work or do the thing you're describing now, where it's like it works inconsistently or not at all between different versions. They've gone back and forth on which is their primary development platform and the focus for the future about 18 times over the past 3 years, if I'm counting correctly. I don't even understand how you have an internet communications platform like this so early on and so thoroughly muff it in the face of newer competitors that have just run away with the market. Like, it's just, Skype is really no different than Windows Phone or Cortana or anything else. They've literally just kind of scaled back, except they just keep pretending that it's a thing. And in some ways, that's kind of worse, right? Some of the darkest years for Windows Phone, for example, were time periods at which they didn't do anything. It just sat there, like a Cortana, same thing. Like, just keeping the thing, on life support is in many ways more frustrating than just killing it. Or replacing it with something better, whatever. I don't know, whatever. 3 months will go by. There'll be a new Skype strategy. It doesn't matter. But I hate this software. I hate it so much. And and I rely on it. I use it every single day. And it's frustrating.
Yeah. Yep. And everyone who's going to write in and say to switch to Discord, it's not that easy because everyone in our company uses this. Our outside parties use it. I
use it for external podcasts. It's not like I could stop using it. I guess I could use it less or something, but yeah, it's a problem.
I do wonder what the long-term plan for Skype is. Like, are they? I don't know.
To maximize the value of the Microsoft Edge user base. I don't know.
I don't know, because it doesn't seem like it's really got an end goal.
An end goal.
I mean, like, where's it going? What is it doing? It's just kind of existed. And they've added features, and they've removed a lot of the features they've added. It's just kind of out there, but it doesn't really have... Like, you can look at Microsoft Teams and see how that's going in a direction. You can look at some of the other stuff, but then there's just Skype just...
Aha! I got it off. And now I'm going to snap this thing in half. Oh, I hate that. Sorry.
Well, I'm
Okay.
glad that you are victorious. You won your
Yeah,
own little battle royale there.
it's a Pyrrhic victory. I probably was it bent?
Yeah, this is where you find out your phone is just bent.
Yeah, it's like it's like a 40-degree angle. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on. I think a lot of reason being because people know that the Samsung thing is going on today, and so
Yeah.
they're not talking about stuff.
It has been a slow time for sure.
Yeah. When do you
There was some
leave for
Microsoft Saturday night.
Saturday?
Yeah, this is a super quick trip. We come back Tuesday, so we're really only
Wow,
there.
that really is a quick trip for
Yeah.
a long.
But it's our flight on Saturdays at night, so we're there for most of that day, and then Monday I'll be there all day, and then Sunday is the Microsoft thing. So I actually have a meeting with Greg on Monday morning,
Solid.
but I think that's going to be the extent of my Mobile World Congress experience. I don't really feel any need to visit the show floor or anything like that, so I'll be running around eating tapas instead, but we'll see. Oh, like I said to you before the show, one of the more unpleasant discoveries of finally signing up for this show is that the email I get is just as insane as the email I get for signing up for, CES. It's just the stupidest collection of, just dumb emails from companies I've never heard of, begging me to talk to their CEO or whoever else.
I bet they have many opinions.
There's a lot of complexities to Mobile World Congress that I'm not a big fan of too. Is I had a hell of a time just signing up for the show. They wouldn't accept my documentary evidence of me being a person that writes about technology for some reason. So I had to go to Microsoft and they talked to them, and I eventually got in. But they have this they have like a slow boat way you can get through the lines, and then they have a quick way where you put a picture of yourself up. And then it does like optical recognition and you can go through like a faster line. Obviously, I want to do this. I have submitted approximately 17 different photos of myself, none of which meet the criteria that they have. And they can't explain why. They just say, this doesn't meet our criteria. Here's what it has to do. And it has to be like your whole face, open eyes, no hat, no glasses, no big shadows, whatever. And it's like all of these photos are exactly that. They're perfect, front on pictures of my face. And it just won't let me do it. It's like this show is just as broken as everything else in our industry, Brad. It's amazing. So, hooray for spin. I don't know.
Well, on that happy note, you got anything else for this very holly jolly episode?
No, we're doing Windows Weekly early today. If you watch that show, it's going to be at noon Eastern because of the Samsung event. I don't know that I'm going to sit here live and riff on it, but I will be watching the Samsung event. I'm actually very interested in this. I mean, I think obviously the key for me is going to be the camera. The rest of it looks great. I think their new UI looks great.
Yep.
The devices themselves are always awesome. If they can come through on that thing with the camera, because there's like the Google phones, obviously, the Huawei phones, which is the one I'm trying to put the SIM into, by the way. Fantastic, like just market-beating cameras. If they could just show up, that would be a big deal for me. I'd love to use a Samsung phone, but we'll see.
We will see.
I assume you're gonna watch it as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern time for those folks not familiar, which is like 11. Yeah, 11 a.m. Pacific. So there you go. All right, folks, so that wraps it up for today. We'll have whatever's going on at the Galaxy Unpacked event probably tomorrow, and have yourselves a wonderful day or something like that, unless you're trying to take a case off of a phone.